Morning, it is your guy, Coach Mark. All right, getting this first light, man. Did you ever notice that most of us have problems reaching our goal long term, right? We all could say, man, I lost 20 pounds, but I never got to that 35. I fell off and I put it back on. I used to work out all the time. I used to go to Pilates. I used to go to spin class, and somehow I fell off. We always talk about what we could do to get back, but rarely talk about what makes us fall off, right? What makes us become inconsistent, because there's something that happens, right? There's events, there's trips, family functions, relationships that go bad and cause us to fall off or have to start over eventually, right? So how many times have you sat down and really tried to think about what are the things that keep, causing you to fall off, causing you to get off track? It helps to do a self-assessment sometimes and just say, you know what? Seems like every time I go on an annual vacation, I find it really hard to get back on track. Every time I start dating that person, I find it really, really hard for me to get back on track. What can I do next time it comes around? Because these things come around. They're gonna keep coming around. You got kids, you're gonna end up going on vacations. You're dating, you're sometimes gonna have semi-serious relationship, then like a little mini breakup, right? Again, even in dating. If you're in a long-term relationship, you guys will have fights, arguments, disagreements. And it doesn't mean you're gonna break up every time, but of course, that sends you for a loop sometimes. Anything that takes us off of our regular schedule, guys, can be a trigger for us to fall off of our plan. Your plan could just be steps. Your plan could be staying within your protein goals. Your plan could be staying on a sleep schedule, right? Because everybody's health and wellness plan is just a bit different. There's no two people who have the same exact plan and program. So how do you identify those? We have events. Most of us have some type of wedding, some type of party, some type of gala, right? Some type of ballroom event that we go to. A lot of times that makes us stay overnight. We have to stay overnight. We might have to travel a little bit, right? And we want to let our hair down and have some fun. We got to start looking around those, right? The days before, leading up to, and the days right after. And what am I doing before and after these events that's making it hard for me to get back on track? Production sandwich, kind of in a way, right? It's kind of a little corny term, but how productive are you the days leading up to the event, sometimes through the event, and then the days after? What are you doing? What are you not doing? What seems to be causing you the most issue? Or what's working for you? The vacations, the days leading up to the vacation. We're hustling, bustling, trying to get your clothes together, trying to get packed, trying to get work done for the last couple of days before you leave, because you're going to be off for a little bit, right? Getting your house together. You're getting your dogs to the kennel or to the sitter. All these things you got to do to get ready for this trip. You go through the trip, then what are you doing as soon as you get back? For some of you guys, holidays take you off track. Again, days leading up to the holiday, days right after the holiday. What are we doing throughout the holiday? All these things have a couple things common, but the one thing is they're going to keep coming around. They're going to keep coming around, and if you don't figure out how to deal with them, they're going to keep knocking you off your square. Most of the time, these events and these holidays have you around people that aren't on the same type of plan as you, right? Most of these people don't have a step goal. Most of these people aren't tracking their macros. They don't work out 3 times a week. They don't have a push-up goal. They don't have a squat goal. It just is what it is, right? It's 2026. So that makes it different, because if everybody was on that type time, then they would be able to help you, right? Or they would probably be exercising throughout the event, throughout the weekend, throughout the holiday or the vacation. But that's not most people, especially the people that you're going on these excursions with. Normally, they're not on the same type of time you are. So what do we do? Because y'all know, I don't like to talk to you about a whole bunch of problems without some type of solution. Number one, you got to be realistic with a plan. So let's be realistic and understand 48 hours leading up to and 48 hours right after. You're going to be busier. You're going to be stressed up, not stressed, but you're going to be at a point where time is a little bit unavailable for you, right? For lack of better terms. So it's not going to be as easy to get to the gym those 2 days leading up to the 2 days after, right? You're going to be running around a little bit more. You're going to be trying to tighten things up for work. Your kids have things going on. Those 48 hours are going to be tight. For someone that goes to the gym, because a lot of you go to the gym, I say your plan should be getting in some short at-home workouts. Short at-home workouts. So that's 30 minutes, that's 45 minutes. For some of you, that's a 20-minute HIIT workout. That might be a 20-minute run, which for a lot of you, you're running 2 miles in 20 minutes. The days leading up to and have it planned. Guys, you have to make a plan. Anything you don't plan for can go haywire at any moment. So you have to have a plan, and as far as your workouts are concerned, when you're able to get the workout in, guys, we're not making a ton of progress with these workouts that we're performing right before the vacation or the event or right after, right? But the plan should be the same for when you right before you go and right when you come back. Short at-home workouts. And if you're somebody that already works out at home, it makes perfect sense. You may have to cut your workout in half. So for some of you that run 5 and 6 miles, that's a little bit time consuming, right? It might take you an hour. You might need to just do a 30-minute run. The point is keeping the consistency, guys. We're not getting the same calorie burn, right? We're not gonna raise the heart rate as many times throughout a shorter workout, obviously. But it does work because we're just trying to keep consistent. The days leading up to and the days after. This is why we track our nutrition, guys, because we can stay on point. Those days have to be better than your normal day. We have to turn it up a little bit on those 2 days before and the 2 days we come home, because we can easily, guys, if you're going away for a week, that's 7 days. Most likely, 99% of us are gonna consume some foods that we would not consume if we were not on vacation or not at an event, right? And then it's unpredictable as well. If you're someone that meal plans, it's unpredictable. So the days leading up to, you figure 2 or 3 days before a 7-day trip, that's 10 days. And 2 or 3 days after, guys, now we're talking about almost 2 weeks that could potentially go really, really bad for you. And then, because of water retention, and amongst some other things, some extra glucose in your bloodstream, now, guys, you're stepping on the scale, you done put on 5 pounds of water over 2 weeks, and now your mind's going crazy. Mentally, you're defeated, right? So what we just want to make sure we do is get very, very intentional and tight those 2 to 3 days before the event and after. And I mean, we have to plan for that. So especially when we come home from that week-long vacation, guys, we have to have some things put in place already so that we can stay on track with our nutrition. Now, it's hard to make meals, but we can meal prep right before we go to have some meals ready when we come back. It's actually a plan that I've heard people talk about many times before. All right. Now, steps. The 2 days before, the 2 days after. Now, oddly enough, guys, with these vacations and these events, depending on where you're at, you might be at a resort, You might be involved in some activities, things like that. A lot of times you end up getting in your steps during the trip, right? That's not the thing that people have a problem with. What they seem to have a problem with is, again, the days leading up to and the days after. We have to approach it the same way as far as a schedule. You might be the type that just gets your steps in and you try to just take mini walks throughout the day or walk at night. But these 2 or 3 days of the week, those 2 or 3 days before the vacation or event, you have to plan. So these walks have to be scheduled. These walks have to be scheduled. Literally, like you schedule meetings and haircuts, right? So for an example, you're taking all the kids to get a haircut. You got 3 kids. You're gonna be sitting in the barbershop for an hour and a half. Go take a walk. You gotta plan it inside of all the tasks that you have set up to get ready for this event or this vacation. Because it's gonna be very important for the movement to stay as consistent as possible, because we are going to consume probably more processed carbs, more added sugar. Calories are going to be up. So guys, the movement helps to keep the glucose moving in and out the bloodstream in a very, very safe and efficient manner, okay? Now, when we do this, guys, we eliminate the effectiveness of these triggers. These are still somewhat triggers. I'm not trying to act like they're not, because for years you've fallen off with these events and these parties and these vacations. But what it will do is create a production sandwich. And when you're very, very productive, the 2 to 3 days leading up to the event and 2 to 3 days after, you will see that it's almost impossible to fall off when you're dealing with these events and or vacations. All right? Thanks for listening, tuning in with your boy. It's Coach Mark.